Welcome to Tea and Coffee Tuesday. I'm Jacqueline Cole and will be your host today. If this is your first Tea and Coffee Tuesday, welcome. And if you've been to others, welcome back. Let's go over our meeting agreement. Please keep yourself on mute. Use the chat to raise questions and comments, and assume everyone's good intention using respectful language and tone. This meeting is being recorded, so if you could please just click got it. If you're not familiar, AARP is the nation's largest nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated to empowering for people to choose how they live as they age. With nearly 38 million members and offices in every state, plus Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, AARP works to strengthen communities and advocate for what matters most, with a focus on health security, financial resilience, and social connection. So today's program focuses on health and wellness, which is part of our age-friendly social change agenda. So who's in the audience today? Please put your first name in the chat and what city you're Zooming from. Marla, who do you see in the chat?
Oh, there's a nice group. We have Sophie from San Jose, Atisha from Glendale. We have Priscilla from Los Angeles, Lolita from Sacramento, Joyce from Minglewood, Virginia from Sacramento, Antoine from Corona, Sandra from Los Angeles. So we have a nice group from all over California. Leslie from Sacramento, Jackie from Harbor City. So welcome, one and all.
Thank you all. Thank you, Marla. Thank you all for joining us today. So let's take a minute to answer our trivia question, and please put your answer in the chat. Earl Grey tea is a flavored black tea. What is it flavored with? Gray flower, rooibos, spearmint, or bergamot orange? So Marla, what do you see in the chat about our tea?
Well, some are saying bergamot orange and some are saying spearmint. What's the correct answer?
The answer is bergamot orange. Earl Grey is one of the most recognized flavored teas in the world. This tea is typically a black tea base flavored with oil from the rind of bergamot orange, a citrus fruit with the appearance and flavor somewhere between an orange and a lemon. While popularized in England, Earl Grey has origins in China. A Chinese Mandarin tea master blended the first Earl Grey tea as a gift to Charles Grey, the second Earl of Grey and Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1830 to 1834. The tea was wildly popular in England and now the world. I know Joyce loves coffee, but aren't you I know Joyce loves tea, but aren't you a coffee drinker, Marla?
I am indeed, and I have my coffee here with my French vanilla cream. Thank you.
A woman after my own heart. Thank you everyone for participating in today's trivia. Well, we are delighted to have all of you join us today and hope you have your coffee, your tea, or other beverage with you. We're excited to share with you Step Up, Step Out, and Soul Step. It is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker who hosts our LA Soul Steppers, Coach Erich Nall. Erich, known fondly as Coach E, receives the Master's in Organization, has been a prominent figure in the Los Angeles community throughout his life as an educator and a promoter of health, physical fitness, and self-improvement. A product of South Los Angeles himself, his desire led him to co-found with his wife Yvette, Collegiate Youth Search Youth Organization in 1986, currently Ultimate Student Athlete, a nonprofit organization. The organization offers tutorial support and academic assistance, including preparation for standardized tests for students. While Erich was offering a fitness program to the youth, he felt compelled to bring health and wellness to the community at large. He created and founded Ultimate Transformations Training and has coached and trained many successful professional athletes actors, models, and others in the entertainment industry for over 18 years. And per our tradition of adding a little spice to our introduction, a fun fact about Coach E. Erich loves music and wanted to be a drummer for Parliament Funkadelic, but he currently desires to play the violin. Coach E and his wife, Yvette, met in college as a freshman and a sophomore. And Coach E also had professional football tryouts with the Miami Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers. Welcome today, Coach E. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning, Grand Rising. First, before I begin, I want to say thank you just to be invited. We are truly supporters of AARP and what the Soul Steppers have done, and we are just super excited for being here today. So we want to say thank you.
Thank you, and good morning.
Now, I want to start off real quick with some polling questions. I want to see what folks, how folks do some things. So we're going to start off with our first poll question is that how much water in ounces do you drink each day?
I think someone's showing the poll.
Is it 16, 32 ounces, 64 ounces, or not enough? Let me know. Now, one thing that while people are polling, remember, water is the lifeblood to creating metabolism for the body. So that's the oxygen that gets combined with the food that we eat to create more energy. So water is very important.
Okay, are all of our results in?
We still got some more. So it looks like the majority of folks believe 32 ounces or more. All right. Now, the answer is this. All of those can be the correct answer, but here's what the goal is. The goal is to drink half your body weight in ounces of water. So starting your day with 32, 16, 24, 64 are all correct answers. Our second polling question. What is a proper meal portion size? Dinner plate, salad plate, fill up your plate? Unsure. Everyone's looking, let's see, what's the poll looking like here? Let us know, let us know. Looks like it's the salad plate size, which is correct. Remember, your stomach is the size of your fist. So if you're eating portion sizes larger than your fist at any time, you could be taking in too much food at that time. Remember, you can spread your meals out through the day. So when you hear a meal, it doesn't necessarily mean, that you're eating a full courses. So it could be you're just sitting down eating some fruit or nuts or whatever, but as long as you don't increase past your fist size. Third question. Do you stretch before and after your workout? Wow. I love it. Wow. So it's yes. That's a yes. And that's awesome, family. That is correct. All right. Stretching before and afterwards. Stretching before helps you prepare for exercise. Stretching afterwards helps the body cool down, keep its mobility, and it prevents injury. So both of those is what you want to do before exercise. So awesome, awesome, awesome. That's our polling questions for today.
So I believe we're moving right on into our presentation today.
So moving into our presentation.
Atisha, do I share our screen again now? Or
Yes, you
Okay.
do. Yes, Yvette.
Thank you.
Thank you for those positive notes, Coach. I don't stretch before exercise, yet I don't get enough exercise. So I need to figure out how to get some more exercise.
Well, I'm glad that those were our polling questions this morning because they are very important. All three things are very important when you're talking about a health and wellness program. So drinking your water and making sure that you're functioning from portion size, and then also making sure that you do prepare for exercise.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to trying some new exercise.
All
I
right.
really don't get enough. I'm curious about yoga. Can you tell me a little bit about yoga?
Yeah. Well, one thing about we've talked about this previously, that yoga is an important concept that we can use and do as far as relaxing the body system, creating flexibility, creating strength. As I said before this morning, we talked about having athleticism be kind of the goal for us as we become more experienced. Flexibility, strength, power, all those things can be developed in yoga, a yoga practice, in no matter what age or athletic experience you have. But it's time for us to move into our presentation. Ultimate transformation, we're talking about step up, step out, soul step, achieving optimal wellness. My name is Erich Nall. They call me Coach E, and this beautiful lady sitting next to me is my wife, Yvette.
Good morning again. Next slide.
Go ahead, babe.
So before any exercise that we want you to embark on, period, we'd like you to make sure that you consult your physician just to make sure that the exercises aren't too strenuous, they fit within your plan. If there are any nutrition or dietary constraints, we want you to make sure you take those into consideration. And no information that we're providing today should be construed as specific advice. We're just giving you general tips for you to consider along your journey.
All right, family, let's get it. Every day, in every way, my life gets better and better. Why do I start this presentation with that? It's because when we start our day, it's about developing the outlook that there is good things coming. All right. And when you profess it, your words are so powerful. You're claiming this. You're saying that every day, in every way, my life gets better and better. This is us moving forward with an intention that everything that we're going to do, everything that we're going to talk about this morning is going to move us towards fulfilling that promise that we're giving to ourselves as we begin our day. The next statement I really believe in, because I want everyone to embrace this. There is nothing to seek, only greatness to accept, our pure greatness. What that means is that as we move through what we discuss as optimal health, I want everybody to know that right now, in this very moment, you possess everything you need inside of you to move forward and succeed in the journey to optimal health. There's nothing lacking. So to look outside of you, it's the wrong direction. It's to go inside of you and touch that greatness that lives there and allow that to now direct your steps. This moves us into the journey of what is called optimal health. What is optimal health? So when we talk about optimal health, we're talking about everything that encompasses not only our health, but our overall wellness. Yes. The optimal health, so we're talking about the best possible mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional aliveness that we can attain, and continuing the process or journey rather than a destination or endpoint. Look, family, that's important to know. When we're talking about optimal health, we're talking about everything that encompasses who we are. That's how we think, that's what we do, what we believe, even how we feel. But as we move ourselves as these beautiful energies, and as we move forward, I want you to take that in. You're an energy, all right? We're a spiritual energy. So everything that we move and we choose to do, that energy is going to go in that direction. When that energy goes in that direction, it is now going to grow. So what we focus on in these areas is going to continue to advance and grow in our life. That's why you must understand that optimal health is not this destination, this place that you're going to go to. When you reach a place that you're feeling good, you're going to want to go more. So there's really no ceiling to our abilities. So from this point on, see yourself as energy with unlimited potential. Next slide. Optimal mental health. Let's get into this. Being aware of all the thoughts that you choose and act and believe on. Real simple. When you wake up in the day, how are you thinking in regards to your day? Remember, we've taken on this power to understand that what lives inside of us is the answer, right? So that means that when we wake up every day and we see that we want this day to be better than one previous, we now have to control and be aware of how we think and how those thoughts will dictate to how that day is going to go. That aliveness in thought is, once again, that energy being directed somewhere. So let's look at mental health simply as this. Let's ask ourselves, how am I thinking today? Is it positive? Is it with a positive outlook? How do I see myself in that positive outlook? How do I see my family, my community? Those are all things that we get to control. That comes from within us. There's nothing to seek. We are driving us from an internal place. So think about that. Our mental state is how we think in regards to ourselves, our families, our communities, and our outlook. And we get to choose that. Let's make it positive. Optimal physical health. Now, we always talk about physical health as simply just activity, all right, moving around. Yes, we want to stay in motion. We've heard the saying, body in motion stays in motion, okay? That's right. But let's look at physical health from this regards. It's not just move from exercise, it's also choosing the foods that enhance the movement, okay? So that means we want to eat foods that are going to keep us alive, all right? Keep us regenerating ourselves at the max. And then also sleep is a part of the physical health. Think about this. Our divine creator would not have made us to have a third of our day used for sleep unless it was something very important. We've got to get the rest. What resting does, it helps the system calm itself down, and all that beautiful energy and cellular activity, it gets to do what it's built to do. Family, real quick, know this: the body only knows how to do one thing. It only knows how to live. So our job is to give it the things to live at its best, okay? That means eat fruits and veggies, all right? Eating smaller portions, drinking water, getting movement 3 to 5 times a week, 30 minutes, moderate exercise, and plenty of sleep. So ask yourself, what are you gonna do to enhance your physical health?
How much sleep?
And sleep-wise, you wanna look at 7 to 9 hours. 7 to 9 hours is proper sleep for an experienced adult. Optimal spiritual health. Now, this is the ability of every human being to believe in the divine presence, all right, that provides us with all the infinite possibilities. Now, this is an important piece. Now, why spiritual health is part of the optimal health process is that what we believe consistently becomes our habits. So what we're trying to do in building our optimal health programs, it's going to be based on what we believe, whether or not what we're doing is in alignment with our greatest selves. That belief is so important because if we consistently think that, okay, I can eat, Snicker bars every day and it's going to work, and you see the body going the opposite direction, you've developed now a belief system or a habit system that might have put you in a detrimental place. So what we want to do is make sure that our beliefs are in tune with the processes that move us to our greatest selves. So that's making sure that the mental, we're thinking proper thoughts, right? The physical, that we're doing the activity, eating, getting enough rest, all right, moving, and then reinforcing that belief through maybe quiet meditation, prayer, affirmations, all those things. So you choose the way in which you're going to stay in contact with your divine self, that spiritual self, so you're in tune with the habits that are going to help you produce more greatness. Wow. Now here's an important piece, the emotional self, emotional health, managing our feelings in a way that maintains the joy and peace and mind and harmony, and how this relates to our environment. Now, this is important because we have many dreams. Our dreams are created through this imagination, right? We create it in our minds. What makes those dreams come to fruition is the feeling place that we attach to them. So it's so important to wake up every day and have a joyous mind in regards to the pursuit of whatever that dream is. The more and more we become in tune with that good feeling place that we're going to achieve something, it's going to manifest with probably faster than you can think. But the piece that I really want you to understand that we all focus on when we're talking about through our soul steppers is that the feeling place that you have, it's truly a choice. So remember, there's nothing to seek, means there's nothing outside of us. That means we have to consciously choose joy. We have to find it. And finding that joy is going to be the most important part of all of these things coming together. So let's do a quick review. So we're talking about mental health. We're talking about the optimal mental self is us making sure we're aware of our thinking, of our thoughts, and those thoughts staying in tune with a positive outlook in regards to ourselves, our environment, our communities, all right, even the world. The physical self, optimal physical self, what choices am I making in regards to giving my body what it needs to function from a physical standpoint? That's proper sleep. That's 7 to 9 hours, okay? That's exercise. That's 3 to 5 days a week of moderate exercise, walking. And then that's eating living foods, foods that have living enzymes. Those 3 components are going to enhance our optimal physical selves. Third is the spiritual, optimal spiritual self. This is the part of reinforcing that what we're doing, we have a true belief in knowing that this is going to manifest in our space. That means we're healthy, and we know that we're healthy because we're creating the habits and the belief system based on those habits. And we reinforce that through quiet meditation, relaxing, prayer, affirming. We started this, our presentation with an affirmation, today, every day in every way, my life gets better and better. Those are ways in which we can reinforce the spiritual knowing that we're moving in the right direction. The last is the emotional space. This is what makes everything feel. This feels real. So all these things that we want for ourselves first happen in our mind. For it then to manifest in our physical self, we have to truly choose it and find the joy that it's going to manifest. This is optimal health. These are the fundamental components that when we started Soul Steppers, that I wanted to make sure that we actually touched a piece of it every time we worked out. Next slide. Now here, we talked about optimal health. I asked you questions on how you're going to choose to, make these changes in your own space. Well, these 3 steps towards optimal health, these things, if you can do, let me tell you, it's going to make a huge difference. First one, forgive yourself and everyone around you. Why is this important? When you forgive yourself, you let go of the missteps, okay? I know we've all been there where you like, oh man, I've been eating bad this whole bunch of days, come out the holidays, you've eaten, and you go, man, well, we can't do anything about what's past. So forgive yourself, let go of what has happened in the past, reestablish where you want to go in the present moment, and then move forward. But you got to also do that with people in your space. Sometimes we hold on to that. Remember, we talked about us being energy. We hold on to an energy from a negative experience, And it leaves us stuck. It leaves us stuck thinking of ourselves in relationship to this person or this thing in a negative space. And we have to let go of that. Because why? There's nothing for us to seek, only the greatness to accept. We got to go inside and forgive. Secondly, take full responsibility for everything in your life. Mandatory. If you're one of my clients, you know that I'm telling you, don't bring me any excuses. You can't function from an excuse place. Let go of everybody's place that they have in your belief space. That means no one can affect you. You have to take full responsibility on the choices that you make every day. And this might be difficult in this time. We might walk around in a space where, people got negative feelings and negative thoughts. But if you're choosing to be happy, be happy. And believe me, the love you have for yourself and that joy, it's 3 times greater than any negative space. So it's always going to like what they say, love wins. Taking full responsibility of yourself is the most mandatory component, because now you're going to choose based on what you have created as the goal or the optimal direction you want to go. Finally, give yourself positive self-talk. Be your own biggest cheerleader. One of the things that we don't realize is that the majority of the conversations we have are in our heads. Like we can go sit down with a friend and encourage them to be the best thing since sliced bread, and they'll believe us. But then we get to ourselves and we call ourselves a name, or we, give ourselves a negative moniker for the missteps. Well, I want you to rid that. If you let go and you talk to yourself like you're your own biggest cheerleader, your best friend, what would you say? How would you encourage yourself? You tell yourself, oh yes, I can do this. I will, I can. Wow, every day and every way, my life gets better and better. Man, nothing but good things are coming to me. Wow, I feel good today. I choose joy because joy follows me everywhere I go. Those internal conversations create an energy that moves that energy in a direction that you want. And usually that energy gets matched with the same positive energy. So remember those 3 steps to help you move towards optimal health. Now, why do we work out? Now, why are all these things locked into us working out, the soul steppers in every day? Well, research shows a lot, but one of the things that it shows that you develop endurance, strength, balance, flexibility, you're going to overall increase your health situation. Look, one thing that we have in the journey towards optimal health is this physical experience. When you consistently put energy into your physical experience, that means, going out and going for a walk, that endurance of increased breathing, that exercise, you staying in the moment. You don't realize it is actually helping your mental health, your spiritual health, and believe it or not, your emotional health. Because that extended walking, that endurance that you're developing is keeping you present. And a lot of times we lock away, in that walk, we have that good space and we throw away all those negative things. And normally we come out of it feeling so much better. Strength. When you have strong muscle, that means you have like kind of a knowing that you have the capabilities of doing something. That helps you develop that spiritual self, believe it or not, the belief that you can do something. That's all being reinforced in what you do. Balance, not only the physical balance that prevents us from falling, but balance and making sure that we touch all of these things, our mental health, physical health, spiritual, emotional, all of those things having energy towards them, we become balanced human beings. That means we're not moved by what people are saying. We're moved by what our internal self is telling us to do. And that flexibility, that means that we are, not only is the body pliable, we're able to adapt. I mean, sometimes people come around you and you may not fit well with them. You adapt your conversation, you develop flexibility. These are all ways that help you manage how you think how you move, what you believe, and how you feel. That's why we work out. And this is why we soul step. Now, soul step and family, y'all see me talk about these every time we go work out. I want to reinforce this, that if anyone's on this today that is beginning the journey to optimal health and they're using exercise, these are 4 mandatory components that I'd like for you to take on. The first one, stay in your lane, drive your own car. Look, we talked about taking full responsibility of ourselves. So when you're exercising, you're going to stay in your lane. That means you're focusing on you. You're focusing on what you can do and the capacity in which you can do it in. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing. If you can only do 5 reps of whatever the exercise, and you consistently do 5, one day you're going to be able to do 6, 7. So you're going to be able to develop and strengthen through your consistent effort of you doing what you need to do. Drive your own car. Second thing, relax and breathe. Why is relaxing and breathing important? Well, not only is it going to help you in exercise, supplying the body with the oxygen, but the relaxing is going to help you eliminate resistance. You've been tense before, right? And that tension right there is not only preventing things from coming in, but is also restricting your best coming out. So being relaxed helps you become a free-flowing, beautiful energy, where then you can adapt and move and do all the things you want to do in a relaxed state. And that is where you're going to find your greatest abilities. In the fact that you're going to be relaxed, it's going to be easy for that genius inside of you to come out. So relax and breathe. That breath is going to keep you in the moment. So now you're locked in and focusing on you. Third, focus on your technique and process will always get you there. I use the example every time we come out to Soul Step. Look, family, if you're going to go on a trip from San Francisco to LA or LA to San Francisco and you got to walk, you're like, oh, that's a journey. But if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, the process of walking, it may take you some time, but you're going to get there. That's how you have to look at your exercise. Stay focused on the process and the technique. Doing an exercise perfect one time is going to benefit you more than doing 10 incorrectly. Okay? Finally, we're back to joy. Understanding that all of this has to happen from a place of being excited about all the things that are happening in this exercise space, okay? In your movement, in the fact that you're present, in the fact that you're loving yourself, in the fact that you're staying in your lane. You find joy in that, your experience is going to be tremendous, and you're going to be willing to come back and maybe follow up tomorrow with the same thing. And that commitment, consistency becomes belief, becomes habit, and you become successful. Now in this optimal health journey, it's in your hands. It's on you. Now, look, being mindful is your step up. That means being mindful, you've recognized you can do this and you're willing to step up and move. Having fun, that's you stepping out. That's you letting go of all the restrictions that sometimes hold us back of thinking, oh, I can't do it. No, you're letting go of that. So you're going to step out. Then you make the best choices for you. That's the soul step. That's what this whole program is based upon. It is the people of the community making the choices to make health and wellness a priority, and then being those vibrational energies in our community that spread. Because I guarantee you, the soul steppers have families that they've influenced and friends that they've influenced. This is how we create an optimal, beautiful, healthy society that we live in. So in conclusion to this presentation, first I want to say thank you to everyone who showed up today. Thank you for your support. Atisha, Sophie, Antoine, both Yvette and I want to say thank you for this opportunity. And We're truly excited about being here, and we're excited about more people come joining the Soul Steppers. So that is why I'd like to pass the mic to Mr.
And just real quickly,
Sure.
because our slide just thanks a few folks. There's definitely a team that helped us put this together, and so I want to thank the entire AARP team for coming together and helping to make us successful today.
Thank you. And so we want to pass the mic over to Mr. Antoine Cook, so he can give you more details about the Soul Steppers and what it's all about. So thank you, family. Antoine, it's all yours, brother.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Yvette. Great information this morning. And hopefully it was something that you all heard that you can implement in your life. And I think if you don't take away anything from what was shared this morning, take away that first step. Make an effort to take that first step, whether it's starting to drink more water, getting an adequate amount of sleep, or literally taking one step. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get moving, because when you take that one step, it can lead to another. So appreciate Coach and Yvette this morning sharing all of that great information with us. And it's something that they share with the Soul Steppers, and that's what you see on your screen now. Every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 6 a.m. Yes. Your blood can get moving in a very healthy way at 6 a.m. We have a Soul Stepper session in our Facebook Live, or not Facebook Live, in our private Facebook group. And in order to be able to participate in the sessions, you have to log into Facebook and then join the group. And then also you'll be RSVPing for each one of the sessions. So the next one coming up is February 22nd at 6 a.m. As you can see there on the screen, there are also our ones in March 8th and March 22nd. And then also, April, May, June through the rest of the year. In November, December, we shift over to first and third Tuesday so we can avoid the holidays. But let's focus on the ones that are coming up now. So we have February, we have March. You can register at aarp.org/LA Soul Steppers, and that'll give you all the steps that you need to move forward, no pun intended, to make the commitment to optimal health, as Coach and Ava have shared. So that's one thing we wanted to let you know about. We also have some other events and activities coming up this month for Black History Month. And I think we have some slides for that. Yep. Nope. Yep. Kind of. Oh. Yep, there we go. Black History Month, calendar of events. So we have the Soul Steppers I just mentioned. That was one today and one on the 22nd. We also have, we're supporting the Black Men's Brain Health Conference that starts tomorrow. And it's a collaboration between the Alzheimer's Association, the National Football League Players Alumni Association, National Institute on Aging, USC School of Social Work, and Cal Berkeley School of Social Work. And they're doing a 2-day conference. We will be live streaming 2 public town halls on our AARP California page. Now this is on Facebook, and you don't need a Facebook account to be able to participate in the public town halls that we're gonna live stream. All you need to do is just go to Facebook, go to the AARP California page on the 9th at 3:10 in the afternoon, 3:10 p.m. And you'll be able to participate in the public forums that they're going to have. They also have a lot of other workshops and things that people can participate in. And you can get more information if you go to our aarp.org/CA page, and you'll be able to find the link to go to the Black Men's Brain Health Conference page and register. They still are taking registrations. It is it's a hybrid event, so it's in person as well as virtual. And it's going to be at the USC Hotel for those who live in the LA area. We're also going to have a storytelling workshop on the 23rd of February. And it's going to be a really, really cool event where we really are encouraging people as we start to make these improvements in our health, as Coach and Yvette mentioned. There's a narrative we want to help people be able to share, not only with family and friends, but colleagues and coworkers and other individuals. And so we're looking at this storytelling as a way to help people really be able to tell a complete, full story about themselves and about their history and about their lineage and all of that. So as we're making these enhancements and improvements to our health and our lives, we want to be able to encourage people to tell a better story about themselves and share it with others. We also have a teletown hall that's coming up at the end of the month on February 25th, the last Friday of the month. We're going to be talking about COVID-19 and, more importantly, health and wellness in the Black community. And what we mean is the coronavirus is here, but we also know that we need, in order to, at some point, we are going to be moving forward. And that's what we want to focus on, health and wellness and what that looks like moving forward. So in the future, there's less of an impact in the Black community when it comes to whatever, whether it's a pandemic or just underlying health issues. I want to take a proactive approach in dealing with those. And then there's one other thing that's not on here. We also have this Friday, we have a free jazz concert that people will be able to take advantage of. It is Winterfest with San Jose Jazz. And there's a session, a break room session that they're doing with Chris Pierce that will be taking place live through our AARP California Facebook page, as well as the San Jose Jazz page at 8 p.m. this Friday, February 11th. All of that is going to be on the page that you see on the bottom of this screen, aarp.org/CA. And you'll be able to register and get the links to the pages that you need to be on for the different events. And so those are some of the events that we're having for Black History Month through the AARP California State Office. And I think am I doing the rest of the announcements, or is that someone else?
So we're gonna bounce it back to Jacqueline so she can have Coach answer questions.
Yes.
Thank you, Anton. Thank you very much. Coach, thank you so much. The information you shared today made me even more committed to my overall wellness.
Awesome.
So let's go over to the chat and let's see what questions we have for you. Marla, what questions do you have for the coach?
Well, one question was, what is the right brand of water to drink?
Spring water. Spring water is probably the best. Now, I don't like speaking specifically. Some of the ones that I don't want you to drink are like the waters in which there are ingredients on the back. Okay. So if you pick up a water, you go to the store and there are ingredients on the back, that's not
Not the one.
that's not what you want to take in. Spring water should only have spring water on it, and that's what you use as your water.
Okay, and someone else wanted you, I know you did this, but they wanted just examples of daily affirmations.
Okay. So a great one, like one of the greatest affirmations. I had a client a few years back who was going through some health issues, but it were kind of related. You have finances and stress over you. And one of the affirmations that helped him move through his situation was like simply saying, all my needs are met.
Mm.
Like really like letting himself know that everything that he needed to happen in his life positively, they had already happened. And he was finding that feeling place to know that all his needs were being met. One of my favorites is that when I hit, something, I always want to reinforce the fact that everything comes from the divine. So God supplies all my needs and desires. So God is my source of supply, is my affirmation that I use, all the time. The thing that I want you to always do with your affirmation is say it, don't just repeat it, feel it.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling place is what makes the affirmation actually work. If you just saying it over and over, it does help because it does shift your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But the feeling place makes it become a part of you. And when your body, those cells that we talk about as soul steppers, those trillions of cells, they each have brains, those cells will follow your instructions. So when you say, I am whole, I am healthy,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel it, those cells then function as they're whole and they're healthy.
Makes sense. Another question, one more question. If you count steps while you're walking, how many steps should you walk per day? Where do you start and how do you increase it?
Awesome. So the standard, the average is that 2,000 steps is usually equivalent to 1 mile.
Mhm.
Okay, so soul steppers, the majority of the group, regardless of their experience, their age, if they walked 3 loops inside the Baldwin Hills or got to 2,000 steps, it was usually about 1 mile, a little bit over. You've seen people say get 10,000 steps in a day. Now that's 5 miles, okay? That's awesome. That's awesome, but that's something to aspire to do. But that's also counting all your activity in a day. So one of the good things to do that I would suggest to help find, the most comfortable space is get up in the morning, turn your step counter on and leave it on for the day
Mhm.
and let, see what type of activity you have personally. And
Mhm.
then you kind of gauge how you want to then exercise and then improve upon those steps.
Okay, do we have time for just one more quick one?
We have a couple raised hands that we,
Awesome.
Okay,
Awesome.
so they're going to unmute themselves.
Good morning.
Good morning.
good
Morning.
morning.
Oh, this is Margaret Bowser. Thank you so much. This has been a joy. I got up early and I did the Facebook, and I'm
Awesome.
all proud of myself over here. I am drinking alkaline water though. I don't know if that, you said spring water is,
Yes.
it's alkaline water,
Now,
something that you would suggest?
I do suggest alkaline water only for periods of time because like alkalinity is what we want. We do. But if you drink too much alkaline water, the body doesn't absorb it. So here's the thing, maybe do 2 or 3 days every month of alkaline water. I don't know from family, how many of you are from the South, but my grandparents used to always, my grandmother would pour the juice off the greens and eat, they called it pot
Hot
liquor.
liquor.
Hot liquor. Well, guess what, family? That juice is the most alkaline water that you can drink because it is coming from the leafy green themselves. So instead of trying to drink and become alkaline that way, I would suggest you eat more leafy green vegetables. So that's the spinach, that's the kale, that's the collard, the switch chard, the broccoli, the asparagus, and continue to drink the water. And that helps you become more alkaline.
Great, thank you. And then just one other comment, I guess, for the AARP group. When you go in to register for these events, it would be helpful if we could just click on the events that we want and then register one time. Every time I go and I have to register for every single event. So it's a
Antoine.
look.
Antoine.
So
Hey family, I hate to pass the buck, but Antoine.
So
I was
yeah,
like, oh, I
so
want this, I want this, I want this. I just
Yep.
want to click on
Yeah.
all the ones I want and just register. But
you know, Margaret, that's part of optimal health too. We want everybody to not only exercise their bodies, but their fingers and their brains. No, so it is a challenge that AARP has, and
Mhm.
we are the staff and department that works with the tool that we use, which is CVent, is figuring out a way to make that a reality. We don't know when that's going to come and when that's going to happen. As soon as it does, we'll be as happy as you will be. Trust me with that. But yeah, just hang on with us. Go into each one and register and do that. And then that way it'll make sure that you're not only going to be at the events, but it's a way for us to also be able to reconnect with individuals when they register for the events. So we can see that you registered and we say, okay, now we're going to have another kind of health focused type of thing. And we're able to go back to those events and see who participated and registered, and then can invite them to future ones. So bear with
and then
us.
send me 10 emails that I've registered
Yes,
for everything.
yes,
I
yes.
love y'all. You're gonna do better. I know you are.
You know, we will. We
Thank
will.
you.
We'll get there.
Thank you.
We'll get there, Margaret. It's only
I
been
appreciate
60,
you. I appreciate you.
It's only been 64 years since we've been
Yeah.
friends, so we still got some work to do. All
I
right.
appreciate you. Everyone have a blessed day.
You
You
too.
too,
Thank
Margaret.
you.
Marla, maybe we have time for one more quick question. A hand raised, Margaret.
Henrietta had her hand up before everybody, so I wanted to ensure we addressed Henrietta's hand because her hand was up for a good minute.
All right.
Henrietta, are you available? Do you want to come off mute so you can ask your question, or did we already answer your question? Henrietta?
Actually, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I joined the meeting late and I just wanted to know, is there a way I can listen to it and view it again from the beginning?
Great question.
You want to answer that?
Yes, we
Or-
will
yes.
be able to. We are recording the meeting as we speak, and we will put it up on Facebook so that it can be reviewed and watched as many times as you like. And please don't be afraid to join the Soul Steppers.
That's right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Okay,
You're
so if you
welcome.
want to take one more question out.
What?
Atisha, what page is it being posted on? Is it AARP California? I think that's also where people need to know where to find it.
Priscilla?
Atisha, if I can jump in, yes, it will actually be on YouTube. And our page on YouTube is AARP California. So if you just search for AARP California, there is a playlist with our Tea and Coffee Tuesday full episodes. So you'll be able to find it there. Yes. So any other questions, I'm happy to help.
You have one more question?
I have one more question, please. Sometimes when I exercise, I'm really thirsty. And I know I don't need to just gulp the water down, take my cup and my spoon and just start gulping it. What do I need to do? Do I need to drink water the day before, during? What do I need? I'm kind of stuck. Please
Okay,
help me.
so awesome question. That's a great question. So when it comes to hydration, it's best to start hydrating the day before. You want the water already in your bloodstream, okay? So when exercise coming, the oxygen, that H2O, that O at the end, that's the oxygen, it's already in your bloodstream, so it's gonna make your exercise much more comfortable. But if you get into your workout and you find yourself becoming thirsty, it could be that you're dehydrated, but it also could mean that you're sweating and perspiring more. Your body is using it to cool itself down. So take in sips. Do not guzzle. If you try to guzzle and the body is lacking water, it is going to actually reject it. You're not going to feel good, and possibly you could throw it up. So sip small sips of water. And then after you finish your exercise, I would suggest you eat something. Eat something small. So now you're going to trick the body to absorbing nutrients again. Because if you finish and then you try to guzzle again, it's going to go to your bladder and you're not going to absorb it. So you want to feel better. So eat something small, fruit, the body's going to receive those nutrients, then drink water behind it. The body will then regulate itself by absorbing the water and become more hydrated.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, thank you so much, Coach E and Yvette, for a positive, motivating presentation this morning.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So before we close out, we'd like to take a quick pulse with a poll. Which things will you try to help you manage health and wellness? Check as many that apply. You will eat healthier, walk more, be more positive, drink water, meditate, join Soul Steppers, or something else.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Looks like everybody's going to eat healthier and then go walk more.
Yep. Come on now. Come on, y'all. Join some soul steppers. No.
Yeah, there's some new Soul
I see.
Steppers
Yeah.
coming on board. Definitely.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for taking the poll.
Thank you.
So everyone, thank you for participating today. We hope you feel encouraged and inspired to utilize these tips every day.
Awesome.
Our next Tea and Coffee Tuesday monthly meeting is Tuesday, March 8th at 9 a.m. We'll be meeting with Karina Leagan, an attorney from the Federal Trade Commission, who will be presenting on typical phone scams and robocalls, what to do about them, tips to avoid being a victim, and how to get help. And we're excited to share with you a special edition of Tea and Coffee Tuesday on a Friday. Yep, Friday. You heard me right. Join us on Friday, March 11th, for a special section with Dr. Erich Cassidy, who will give us some tips on how to manage sleep and the daylight savings time change. If you have any ideas, questions, suggestions for future Tea and Coffee Tuesdays, please be sure to reach out to Atisha Jones. Her email is on the slide. And again, thank you, everyone. To our guests, Coach E and wife Yvette, our moderator, Marla Anderson, our volunteer production crew, Joyce Howard and Olivia Payne-Tinson, our tech specialist, Tiffany Thang, our AARP staff, and of course, each and every one of you that came and joined us this morning. Again, I'm your host, Jacqueline Cole. Thank you for joining us today. This concludes our program.